three, D-line!
Encore Sports Medicine.
Work, a strong word. Together with force, it's something pretty powerful. Our workforce keeps Alabama growing. So where does it come from? Your Alabama community colleges. Quality classroom learning, hands-on, real job training, all across Alabama. Building enormous ships down south, blasting into space up north. And in between, all the jobs that move us forward. Alabama's community colleges. Alabama's largest training network.
Welcome back to the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show. JJ and Andy with you. As we bounce around the state tonight, I want to check in for the first time this year on the Ramsey team with our buddy Seth Hagan. Now, I mentioned earlier Matthew Morey, but he's the next segment. Seth Hagan with us for this segment where Ramsey gets the big win, 73-6 over Hayden. What's interesting to me, Seth, is this season is going, it seems a little familiar because it seems like we did this last year where Ramsey opens the season kind of slow and now gets on a 4-game win streak.
Yeah, it's crazy, JJ. I mean, it is almost a mirror image. You know, last year we go to corner, we're without our starting quarterback, our best receiver has to move the quarterback, so we de facto lose our best wide receiver. And this year is basically the same thing, only it was Briarwood. We lose our starting quarterback in week 2 against Clay Chalkville. Our new guy has to come in, immediately play against Briarwood, who is at the top of our region. And we lose because we snapped the ball over our punter's head and gave Briarwood a 5-yard field. So, you know, a game that you should win, that you know that you would win if you had your best guys out there, but we didn't. But now you're on a 4-game win streak. I feel like the offense is really catching its wind. The defense is turning guys over. We've had a defensive touchdown 3 of the last 4 games. I feel like we're humming.
Well, you mentioned that same script as last year. How can this team continue this on? Do you? I mean, what, the 3rd or 4th round of the playoffs last year? Can they have that kind of success again?
I believe so. Because as you guys know, if you can run the ball and you can play good defense, you can win on the road in the playoffs, especially. And you know, it just depends on what happens. I mean, down the stretch now, Briarwood's got to win 2 games against John Carroll and Hayden, and we've got to go on the road at Carver. We got to play Winona, so the pressure's on us too. And may the best man win. But like I said, you know, defense is really winding into form. We got a kid named Carlos May. He's a game wrecker. I mean, everybody in the SEC has offered him. And then on the back end, our secondary is really starting to come alive. We had 4 interceptions tonight. So, you know, if we can take that on the road, I think we can beat anybody, and that includes Moody.
Is the for this Ramsey team, and kind of, you mentioned starting quarterback being out, does he come back at any point this year, or was it season ending?
No, it was not season ending. It was a high ankle sprain, so we do anticipate. So we got a bye week this week, or this upcoming week. So we think that he'll be back in 2 weeks for our game against Carver, and then we can move our backup quarterback out to wide receiver where he was originally, and that's just going to give us another playmaker on the outside. So that gives me great confidence, you know. But either way, I mean, Champ Rogers, he's playing great. I mean, it's a tough decision for our coaching staff. It's like, do you stay with the hot hand or do you go with the kid who you started out the season with? And I really think you can't lose with either option. But I would love to have our top quarterback back so we can move our backup outside to wide receiver.
No doubt. Seth Hagan with us, play-by-play voice for the Ramsey Rams. And Seth, thank you so much for the time, and best of luck in 5A Region 5, man.
Absolutely, fellas. Appreciate you having me on.
All right. Seth and all of our guests come to us on the Southeastern Land Group hotline. Whether you're buying or selling rural land in the Southeast, Southeastern Land Group is the place to start. Make sure you reach out to them at selandgroup.com. He mentioned something interesting, right? You lose your starting quarterback. You start the season on a 3-game losing streak. You feel like, yeah, it's the 2nd year in a row, but then all of a sudden you start to win again.
Yeah.
And then, you know, look, winning and losing are just like anything else. It kind of gets a little habitual after a while, right?
Well, opening with Parker and Clay Chalville
may
not be the best of ideas.
Yeah, but no, Yeah, but then you got to open region play with Briarwood. It doesn't get any easier.
Yeah, that's true.
But, of course, you get your starting quarterback back, and that's going to help, I would think, any team.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it, for sure.
Again, big win for Ramsey tonight over Hayden, 73-6. Thank you to Seth for joining us. All right, coming up in the next segment, we are going to talk about one of our featured games of the night, talking about Thompson and Hewitt-Trussville. Hewitt-Trussville took over the number one spot this week. They're going to give it back.
Yeah, short-lived.
Yeah, they're going to give it. Well, they may not give it back to Thompson.
No.
But they are going to. Maybe we'll talk about that. Maybe we'll make some predictions there. Time now for Scores on the Fours. It is brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. Let's get into it with the 5A Top 10, Andy.
Viger defeats Alberta 49-0. Number 2, Williamson over Faith Academy 54-0. Number 3, Fairview defeats Russellville 35-28. Number 4, Moody over Centerpoint 53-0. Number 5, Gunnersville defeats 7A Grissom 34-16. Number 6, Central Clay defeats Elmore County 21-14. Number 7, Northside over Sipsey Valley 55-7. Number 8, Leeds defeats number 10, St. Clair County. I'm sorry. Number 8, Leeds falls to number 10, St. Clair County 50-49. Man, there were some barn burners.
Yeah.
Number 9, Scottsboro falls to AP Brewer, 34-31.
In other 5A scores, Andalusia defeats Charles Henderson, 24-6. It was Beauregard over Holtville, 27-0. Boaz over Sardis, 28-24. Briarwood is taken down by Corner, 42-27. Montgomery Catholic over Carroll, 42-0. Demopolis over Shelby County, 29-27. Arab over Douglas, 21-14. Lawrence County defeats East Limestone, 30-13. It was Eufaula over Greenville, 42-7. We mentioned Ramsey, 73-6 over Hayden. It was Jacksonville over Springville, 49-32. It was Priceville over West Point, 26-0. Selma defeats Montevallo, 30-10. It was UMS Wright over Citronelle, 34-14. Valley defeats Sylacauga 42-35. Scores on the Fours is brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. When we come back, we'll talk Thompson and Hewitt-Trussville next on the AHSAA Radio Network.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full service repair and installation on all major brands. From drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, CAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
Two Rivers Lumber Company has a proud heritage in the state of Alabama and is excited to announce we are opening a new facility in the Lake Martin area late 2025. Our company specializes in southern yellow pine dimension lumber, and we plan to employ over 150 in our new community of Lake Martin. Two Rivers Lumber Company is a family-run business with over 45 years of service to the state. And we are happy to become a part of the Lake Martin community and want to wish the best of luck to all area athletic teams in all competitions. Two Rivers Lumber, Lake Martin's newest community partner, coming soon.
For years, Tom Watley's been a name you can trust to represent you, and now you can depend on Tom Watley Law, LLC to handle all of your legal needs. Tom has over 20 years of practice in criminal defense, probate needs, and estate planning. Tom Watley Law supports the communities of Lee and Tallapoosa County and can handle all your legal needs or refer you to their network of specialty attorneys. When it counts, call Tom Watley Law, LLC at 334-559-3420 or online at tomwatleylaw.org. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be provided is greater than that of other attorneys.
Along with fall, there's huge falling prices at Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor for all your tractor, implements, and riding lawnmower needs. All remaining Spartan mowers must go for next year's models. And besides the year-end low prices, you can still get 0% interest up to 60 months. Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor also has a huge selection of Mahindra tractors of all sizes with full implements packages that range from harvest or just getting your hunting site prepped. Mahindra also has up to 84 months 0% financing. So now's the time. Score big with the Lake's exclusive Spartan and Mahindra dealer. Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor, Highway 280 across from the Home Depot.
Welcome back to the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show. As we go back now to the Southeastern Land Group hotline, talk to our buddy Matthew Moyer. He is the play-by-play voice for Thompson and FHS Network. And I got to tell you, Matthew, Thompson, Hewitt, Trussville, I mean, 1 and 3, it doesn't get a whole lot bigger in 7A. Thompson gets the big win tonight, 34-12, in a game that was really tight at halftime.
Boy, it sure was. The Warriors had a 13-3 lead with 20 seconds left in the first half, and the Huskies threw a touchdown pass into the corner of the end zone to get it within 3 going into halftime, and just really a tale of two halves. The coaching staff made wonderful adjustments at halftime, and actually Hewitt-Trussville had a chance to take the lead. They had the ball 4th and goal inside the Thompson 5 on their opening drive of the second half, and the quarterback threw one up, and DeMonte Tabb grabbed it from the defensive back position and went 103 yards for the pick six to put the Warriors up 20-10, and really never looked back from there. Held the Huskies to 44 yards of total offense in the second half.
Wow, yeah, it's usually the Thompson offense we talk about so much with, the quarterback, Seaborn, and all the playmakers on the outside. But talk about the defense tonight, some of the guys that stepped up and made the plays.
Well, we do a player of the game each week, and if the game had ended at halftime, it would have been the defensive back, Micah Fleming. He just had an incredible first half. DeMonte Tabb starts that second half with the 103-yard pick six. But Cam Pritchett, the junior that's on his way to Oregon, lost his grandmother yesterday, and he really became the leader of that defense. And in the second half, he rallied those guys around. He laid a couple of huge hits on some of the offensive players for the Huskies, and so really hard not to be very happy for a young man that's going through those emotions tonight. But that entire defense has really carried the Warriors a lot this year, and it was so much fun to see.
Staying on the subject of the Thompson defense, the Hewitt-Trussville offense is really known for their speed. And in fact, their slogan is Husky Fast, right? So what was the Thompson plan to kind of negate a little bit of that speed for the Huskies?
Well, the Warriors have a lot of defensive speed. Now, I understand what you're saying is the Husky Fast. I'll bet it was probably between 9 and 11 seconds between offensive plays. But when they're not being successful, that will wear you out quickly. And that first half, they had that conditioning and they were able to do that. But when those plays start not to be very successful in the second half, that starts to wear your offense down, and it really started to show now. Having a freshman at quarterback, that makes it a little more challenging as well. And Coach Floyd ended up putting Benedict in, who was the original starting quarterback to begin the season. But by the time he did that, things were really out of hand. And so the Warrior defense, they've got 8 solid defensive linemen, and so they were constantly rotating them through. But when you look at those defensive backs, I mean, that's the 4x100 relay team as well that does incredibly well. in their meets, and so it's hard to outrun them. And they really did a nice job of containing. There were a couple of big plays, but overall, they really held that offense in check.
Matthew Moyer with us, play-by-play voice for the Thompson NFHS Network, where the Warriors defeat Hewitt-Trussville 34-12. Matthew, thank you so much for the time.
Always enjoy it, gentlemen. You have a great weekend, and go Warriors.
There you go. Andy, we talk a lot about these big matchups, and then it happens, and then Thompson winds up winning by 22. We talk about a big matchup tonight with Auburn and Central Phoenix City, and Central Phoenix City gets the shutout win. It feels like no matter what we talk about, we may be headed for another Thompson Central final, right?
It does seem that way. And specifically with Hewitt-Trussville, it seems like Thompson is just that hill that they can't climb.
Yeah.
They can get to the top almost, and they can beat pretty much anybody, but they just can't get over that hump.
All right, let's get into scores on the fours. It is brought to you by the Alabama National Guard, a huge night in the 4A Top 10, Andy.
Number 1, Jackson falls to number 2, St. Michael's, 49-39. Huge upset there. But again, we're talking about the top 2 teams, so I don't know how big of an upset really that is. Number 3, West Morgan defeats East Lawrence, 64-0. Number 4, Cherokee County falls to number 5, Anniston, 20-13. It was number 6, Good Hope defeating Curry, 48-8. Number 7, Madison Academy, 57. Number 9, North Jackson, 56. Number 8, Opp falls to Dale County, 35-21. It was number 10, Plainview over Madison County, 41-21.
In other 4A scores, American Christian defeats Pleasant Grove 38-21. Bibb County over West Blockton 34-14. It was Booker T. Washington defeating St. James 26-6. Deschler over Central Florence. It was 41-0 late in that one. Pike County over Daleville 57-20. Brooks over Danville 65-0. Dora over Haleyville 33-7. Orange Beach over Escambia County 29-22. Fairfield over Holt 46-13. Fayette County over Cordova 41-7. Hamilton over Fultondale 62-15. It was Handley over Bullock County 33-7. Alexandria over Hoax Bluff 39-21. Munford over Talladega 21-12. New Brockton 42. Geneva 7. Oak Grove 56. Tarrant 21. Aniana over Etowah 21-7. Tallahassee over Cleveland County 23-16. W.S. Neal over Satsuma 55-19. Hatton over West Limestone 40-14. And Asheville defeats White Plains 38-16. We'll be back right after this.
The taste of the South starts out here. However you roll into work, you can bring the flavor with Jack's Breakfast Catering. Huge scratch-made buttermilk biscuits and hearty breakfast sandwiches, mixed or matched, starting at just $15. Don't forget to add delicious fresh ground Royal Cup coffee and classic breakfast sides, because great work starts with great breakfast. Breakfast catering starting at $15 from Jack's. All about the South.
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU SEC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
When driving, change lanes, not lives. Careful. Alabama has a code of the road, and knowing it helps you follow it. This is a message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
Take home your AHSAA officially licensed merchandise today. Just click ahsaa.teamip.com and shop for event t-shirts, sweatshirts, tie-dye designs, or add your name to get your gear personalized. Team fans can get an official state championship apparel at our official online store. You pick it, we'll make it with our digital-to-garment technology, hot off the press and sent straight to you. Or at your next championship game, check out Team IP's booth. Visit ahsaa.teamip.com.
When driving, check your mirrors, not your Tinder. Hey, no. Alabama has a code of the road, and knowing it helps you follow it. This is a message from your Alabama Department of Transportation. Your day can wait.
What are you doing? I'm just updating these power lines
Why?
so they'll be stronger and faster.
Why?
So your house has power.
Why?
So your toaster works.
Why?
So you can have toast in the morning.
I don't like toast.
Okay. Waffles.
We get it. Easy isn't always easy. A simple paint job turns into drywall quick. At Russell Do-It Center at Building Supply, we got you covered. With 9 locations across central Alabama, contractors and do-it-yourselfers can trust we have your back. Our experienced staff is here to be the voice of reason when projects get tough. Whether online or in-store, shop all the best brands with our Best Rewards loyalty program. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply, local since 1984.
Welcome back to the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show. JJ and Andy with you as we go back now to the Southeastern Land Group Hotline. We're going to talk about one of the huge games, maybe, at least for me, this was the game this week that I wanted to see more than any other, and I was able to tonight. Just an incredible football game as 4A number 2 St. Michael goes on the road to 4A number 1 Jackson and gets the win 49-39. Thomas Aaronsburg joins us now. With Archangel Radio, they cover St. Michael, and I got to tell you, Thomas, this was an amazing football game.
Yeah, and I think everybody, including yourself, knew it was going to be an amazing football game, and it lived up to all of the hype.
Well, certainly we wondered, if they could outscore Jackson. I don't think any team thought that the other one was going to shut them out, but just talk about the game, how it played out, and how it got to the point of 49-39.
Yeah, so I think everybody knew it was going to be a high-scoring game, and it was going to come down to the wire, but they traded blows early, 7-7, and then St. Michael's went on a 21-0 run to be up 28-7, and you kind of felt like, Jackson was almost dead, but there was this quiet sleeping giant there, and you weren't sure when it was going to rear its head. And then, bam, just like that, 3 scores from Jackson. What helped St. Michael's is that they missed an extra point, and then on their second extra point try, they tried to make up the extra point, went for 2 and didn't get it. So St. Michael's had kind of that 2-score lead every time they would score, and it was kind of trading blows until finally St. Michael's got a stop, an interception by Britton Smith, and that kind of kept it at the 2 scores. And then even from there, it was a 2-score game, it was a 10-point game, but you kind of felt like at any point Jackson could just score, either Crowell or Duckworth, they were just going to make something happen because they had done it all night. And you just kind of felt until St. Michael's got that last first down that kind of put the clock out of reach for Jackson, you kind of felt like Jackson had a chance, up until that last first down.
You mentioned that period of time in the first half after both teams traded scores to go 7-7, and then St. Michael scores. I was watching it at that point. I really feel like the game sort of turned there because St. Michael went up 14-7, got to stop. Went up 21-7, got to stop. Went up 20, and we talked about this with Ben Thomas from AL.com before the game. And he said, it may just come down to the defense that can get a couple of stops when they need them. And the ones that St. Michael needed were really in that late first and second quarter.
Yeah, they were critical. That one of them was on a forced fumble, and I don't think Crowell had fumbled the entire year. That was, I think, his first fumble. That was a huge one and a huge momentum changer for St. Michael's because you kind of felt like even though you're up 2 scores, they can get right back in at any time, and then you had that fumble, and it was kind of like, oh man, this is really something here. We really got a chance to maybe win this thing. And I'll say this for St. Michael's, that's probably the biggest win in their program history, which has not been a very long history, but they I think had a hard time believing that it was happening too until that final buzzer went off. You're kind of like, whoa, we really did it.
Well, and for those of us who followed, I was telling Andy before the show, if you followed St. Michael's these last few years, you could see the difference in physicality on the lines of scrimmage, I think, and how much that's improved over the last 3 years.
Yeah, the opening drive for St. Michael's, they did it mostly on the ground with Noah Moss running the ball behind the offensive line, and that was very surprising to me because it's not that St. Michael's hadn't been able to run the ball all year, but they definitely, I would not have said they were a running team. And they established the run early on that opening drive and went right down and scored, and you kind of felt like, man, if they can run the ball and throw the ball, Jackson could have a real tough time.
Sure.
But Jackson did a good job stuffing the run, starting in the second quarter and then into the third quarter, and kind of made St. Michael's win in the air.
Thomas Aaronsburg with us, Archangel Radio, St. Michael 49, Jackson 39. Thomas, thank you so much for the time.
All right, thank you.
One note, Andy, from the losing side at Jackson, E.J. Kroll, 22 carries, 341 yards, and 2 touchdowns in a losing effort.
Wow.
Pretty good night there.
Yeah,
Even
not bad.
on the losing side. Scores on the Forest time. It is brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. Hey, there he is. I see him. It is brought to you by the Alabama National Guard all season long. And let's start with that 3A top 10, Andy.
I'll do it. Number 1, Mars Hill defeats Rogers 56-10. It was number 2, Piedmont defeating Locust Fork 49-9. Number 3, Gordo over Oakman 29-13. Number 4, Fife defeats Sylvania 41-6. Number 5, TR Miller falls to number 10, Cottage Hill 28-14. Number 6, Southside Selma over Hale County 36-14. Number 7, Geraldine defeats Collinsville 14. Number 8, Bayside Academy over Hillcrest Evergreen 56-6. And number 9, Montgomery Academy defeats Trinity 38-12.
All right, some other scores now from the 3A classification, where it was Brindley Mountain over Asbury 54-18. Beulah beats B.B. Comer 39-30. Lauderdale County over Clemens 40-7. Colbert County over Colbert Heights 32-8. Lee Scott over Dadeville 27-20. It was Dallas County over Wilcox Central 22-16. Elkmont over Sheffield 47-42. Glencoe over Weaver 56-19. Hansville over Vinemont 42-28. It was Houston Academy over Alabama Christian 21-14. Flomaton over Monroe County 40-8. Slocum defeats Northside Academy 37-25, and Westbrook Christian over Ohatchee 48-0. Scores on the Fours is brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. We'll talk about last night's game of the week coming up next.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Triple R Cafe in downtown Rockford is where it's located. Now, you're looking at the outside right now. Come on the inside. Let's check out the hot bar. And let me tell you about this. Award-winning fried chicken. They do fried chicken like it's supposed to be done. How about this pork chop right here? They're open Monday through Saturday. They cater also. That's Triple R Cafe, downtown Rockford, Alabama.
Hillary Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best kept secret. An affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Hillary Towers, 256-329-0552. 256-329-0552. Hillary Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
Looking for reliable medical equipment close to home? Coosa Valley Respiratory and Home Medical in Sylacauga has you covered with oxygen, CPAPs and BPAPs, continuous glucose monitors, wound care, and airway therapy. Need mobility support? We offer braces, lift chairs, and both manual and motorized wheelchairs available for rent or purchase. We'll even show you how to use your equipment, and yes, we accept most insurances. Serving the Sylacauga area for over 20 years, that's Coosa Valley Respiratory and Home Medical, 201 West Fort Williams. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. Call 256-245-1411 today.
If you listen carefully,
you'll hear the roads of Alabama calling. And Sarah Honda has your answer. Serving you for over 40 years with one of the largest Honda and pre-owned inventories in the state and the Sarah Promise. Our best deal when you buy or trade, a 72-hour exchange policy, a no-hassle trade-in promise. Written offers are good for 7 days. And our best service promise. Our factory-certified technicians help keep your vehicle running smoothly. That's why Alabama can be yours to discover in a new vehicle from Sarah Honda in Sylacauga.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need with top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill, and our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford. Welcome back to the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show as we review the game of the week from last night. It's the AHSAA TV Network, Alabama Public Television, WOTM Game of the Week. And joining us is the man on the call, Mr. Mickey Shadricks. Mickey, one of those North Alabama rivalries last night as Hartselle gets the best of Coleman by a 24-0 score.
Yeah, it was. It was a great atmosphere in Hartselle last night, one of the oldest rivalries in the state. And, Hartselle off to such a really good start. The big question was, how good was Coleman? I think everyone agreed they were better than their 1-5 record coming into the game. But you knew that you would know a lot more about Coleman after last night. And for a half, it was a tight game. Hartselle only led 7-0 at halftime, but Hartselle's a much more experienced team. They've got 28 seniors to Coleman's 11 seniors, a much deeper team, and they just kind of wore Coleman down in the second half. And Hartselle looks good. They stay unbeaten, but they do have some really tough games ahead.
This Hartselle team, you mentioned the unbeaten and tough games ahead, but this is a pretty good team. How far can this team take it?
We're going to find out in the next 2 to 3 weeks because they've got the meat of their region schedule kind of at the back end here in October. They've still got to play Jasper and Muscle Shoals and Athens, and that presumably other than themselves, those are the 3 other toughest teams I think in this 6A Region 7, and Jasper and Muscle Shoals are still undefeated as well going into tonight. So we'll know very soon about Hartselle and how good they can be, but I definitely feel like that they're a region championship contender. And you look at their schedule, their final region game of the year comes on October 24th, the next to the last game of the season. They host Muscle Shoals. That theoretically, and I know Jasper hopes to have something to say about it, but that could possibly be a region championship game.
Yeah, you love those kind of matchups too. 6A Region 7, and you mentioned Athens and Muscle Shoals. Muscle Shoals has just been dominant this year, but when you look down Hartselle and what they've done, and you said the meat of the schedule still to come, but they've had 2 shutouts this year, and they've only given up as much as 8 points to a single opponent. So defensively, this Hartselle team can play. They can bring it. Defense travels, right?
Yeah, and the 2 things that coaches always talk about is can you play defense, because it does travel, and can you run the ball, and they can do both, and they can even they don't throw a ton, but as they showed last night, they're very capable. They had a big touchdown in the passing game last night, a long touchdown pass. So they definitely can get it done in the passing game, but they've got 2 really good running backs, Jaden Morris and Jaheim Pruitt. Coach Newton calls them, both co-starters, 1A, 1B, if you will, and so they've got those 2 key elements. When you can play good, solid defense and run the ball, you've got a chance against anybody. And as Coach Newton pointed out last night in our post-game interview, they've only given up a small amount of points, but he said really when you look at the points we've given up by our starting defense,
He said, we've only given up 6 points all year. He said most of the points scored against them this year have been when their backups have been in the game. So that makes that defensive statistic even more impressive.
Once again, 6A Region 7, big win for Hartselle over Coleman last night, 24-0. Mickey, thank you so much for the time and for the games, and we'll talk with you next week.
Thank you.
All right, Mickey Shatterick's with us, play-by-play voice for the AHSAA TV network, Alabama Public Television, WOTM-TV, Game of the Week. Hartselle 24, Coleman nothing last night. Mickey does a great job with the games, as does the AHSAA TV network, so if you get a chance to check them out on Thursday nights or on the Friday night Game of the Week, too, do both of those. So, Andy, coming up here in a couple of minutes, we're gonna hit another one of those 4A games tonight, but 4A was just littered with huge games tonight. And it's hard when you're trying to schedule guests not to, okay, 4A, but
right.
You got to spread it around a little bit. Let's get into scores on the 4s now. It's brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. We're up to the 2A top 10, Andy.
I got a shocker here to me. Number 1, Reeltown goes down to Lynette, 20-19. Number 2, Luverne over Calhoun, 60-0. Number 3, Coosa Christian defeats Cleveland, 58-13. Number 4, Ariton over number 10, Providence Christian, 28-15. Number 5, Tuscaloosa Academy over number 7, Vincent, 30-12. Number 6, Pisgah defeats Sandrock, 56-0. Number 8, Pleasant Valley defeats Cedar Bluff, 34-6. Number 9, North Sand Mountain had the week off.
All right, some other scores now around 2A is Cold Springs defeats West End 28-0. It was Cottonwood over Geneva County 50-20. Section over Gaston 42-30. GW Long over Abbeville 24-14. Isabella over Highland Home 36-6. Lexington over Winston County 26-18. Ranburne over Horseshoe Bend 47-10. It was Red Bay over Tupelo Christian out of Mississippi 36-8. Sampson over Houston County 35-14. JU Blackshear over St. Luke's 51-16. Sulligent defeats Lamar County 40-8. Southeastern over Susan Moore 21-16. Tanner over Tharptown 63-6. And Washington County over Bayshore Christian 48-14. Scores on the 4s is brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. And when we come back, we'll visit another one of those big 4A matchups. That's on the way here on the AHSAA Radio Network.
At Medicine Express, we're dedicated to the idea that quality pharmacy care means more than just prompt prescriptions. When you come to Medicine Express, you can count on dependable care from knowledgeable pharmacists and their friendly staff. You can fill your prescriptions quickly and easily at our drive-thru, or while you wait, you can even browse for inspirational gifts and items that you won't find anywhere else, like Praise Him apparel and the History of Alabama books. All at Medicine Express on Airport Drive in Alexander City, 256-215-8014. Medicine Express, where you're part of our family.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need with top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill, and our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
When you want quality, selection, price, superior financing, and a pain-free buying experience, look no further than Sons Automotive Group of Montgomery and Auburn. Sons of Montgomery offers the best selection of Kias, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks. Conveniently located on Eastern Boulevard, Sons Ford of Auburn is the region's Ford volume dealer. And when you shop at any Sons location, they will maximize all incentives and financing options for anyone's credit. Whether Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in Montgomery, or Ford in Auburn, Sons Automotive treats you like family because they are family driven.
L&M Pawn and Gun, located in the USA Factory Stores in Opelika, is East Alabama and West Georgia's complete gun, tactical, and pawn shop. It invites the region to shop over 500 firearms in stock, on the floor, and ready for sale at the market's best values. At L&M Pawn and Gun, we specialize in all tactical guns, equipment, and parts, including AK-47 and AR-15s. Specialized parts for tactical guns as well as suppressors and other parts you can't find anywhere. L&M Pawn and Gun has it all in the USA Factory Stores in Opelika, or shop online, lmpawnandgun.com.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, TAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
The Alex City Parks and Rec Department serves the residents of Alexander City with quality facilities and programs designed to positively affect the lives of our citizens. From youth sports programs to adult activities and our senior center, the Alex City Parks and Rec offers services for all ages. The Cooper Rec Center, Lake Winds Golf Course, and the Senior Activity Center are just some of the great features the Alex City Parks and Rec Department provides for the people of Alex City. For more information on any of our programs, call 256-329-5762. or go to acpr.recdesk.com. Welcome back to the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show, as we've now crossed over into the 11 o'clock hour. And we welcome into the show from the Friday Night Network, Mr. James Hardy, who called their game of the week this week, and it was another great one. We go back to the well at 4A. And James, we're spotlighting 3 games tonight from one classification, because in 4A, you had number 2 St. Michael goes on the road and beats number 1 Jackson. You have number 7 Madison Academy 57, number 9 North Jackson 56. And then you had a great one tonight as number 5 Anniston takes down number 4 Cherokee County 20-13. What a night in the 4A classification.
Oh, absolutely. We were talking about right before we got back on, at least as far as my game prep, right before we went on FNN tonight. You looked at the top 10, a lot of big games tonight, and I think for Anniston, especially for Rico Jackson, this was just a big program-building type of win. And when you look at the resume of Coach Jackson, he'd kind of been one of those journeyman type of coaches that having been all across the state of Alabama. And really, I think tonight, when you look at just what Cherokee County had been able to accomplish in the northern half of Class 4A over the last 3 years, for Coach Jackson, this might have been the best night he had ever had as a head coach.
Well, 2 highly ranked teams, 2 very talented teams. What was the difference tonight?
I think, one, Kyrie Lewis got a big block punt and then got the scoop and score right off of that. I think that was very much a tone setter for Anniston, because Cherokee County is the type of team that doesn't typically play very well when they're behind, when they have to throw the football and score quick. So I think for Anniston, getting them out in front was key. And they were pretty much, for most of the game, able to match Cherokee County's physicality. And then in the second half, Damon Pope made a lot of big plays with his feet, especially on 3rd and 4th down. I think those 3 factors were very big to get Anniston across the finish line tonight.
What is, as far as the rest of the season goes and Anniston moving forward in 4A Region 6, what are the keys to them continuing to have success through the season?
I think they did struggle with penalties tonight, especially in the first half. Second half, they cleaned those up, and that helped as well. They've got a very favorable stretch in region play over their next 3 weeks, so I think it's just it's more about them than it is about their opponent. So I think it's just being consistent, being focused, and really limiting penalties and turnovers.
It's going to be interesting to watch. What about Cherokee County? What do they need to do moving forward not to let this loss kind of linger on them?
That's an interesting thing as far as Cherokee County, because they still have a lot of tough games. They have Hoax Bluff next week, and that's their senior night next week. So they also have a trip to a very much improved Asheville program at the end of the regular season, and still have to go to Alexandria. So to me, I think they've got to be able to find some sort of answer in their passing game that can complement what they do with their running game. But as far as Coach Kelly is concerned, that's an interesting question as far as just what Cherokee County really needs to do. But I think it probably begins offensively, but just finding a way to be able to move the football, especially against teams that can match up with them physically.
James Hardy with us, Friday Night Network. You can check them out at FNN Network on Facebook. They do a great job with their broadcast. Anniston 20, Cherokee County 13. Big top 10 matchup tonight in the 4A classification. James, thank you so much for the time.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. James and all of our guests come to us on the Southeastern Land Group hotline. Remember, if you're buying or selling rural land in the Southeast, Southeastern Land Group is the place to start. You can visit them at selandgroup.com. Andy, coming up a little bit later, we're going to have our Spotlight segment. And we went back in the archives here with a wonderful interview sent to us by our friends at WHEP and Foley, Clark Stewart and the crew, with the late, great Kenny the Snake Stabler.
Wow.
So Snake Stabler going to be our guest on the Spotlight interview.
How about that? I'm excited.
Yeah. Let's get into scores on the fours. It's brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. And, Andy, let's go to 1A.
Number 1, Wadley defeats Woodland tonight 49-7. Number 2, Maplesville had the week off.
You know who that's good news for?
Who's that?
Everybody.
Yeah. Number 3, Leroy over Marengo 60-20. Number 4, McKenzie defeats Pleasant Home 52-13. Number 5, Winterboro over Victory Christian, not too aptly named, 39-7. Number 6, Hubbardville over Pickens County 53-6. Number 7, Addison defeated Waterloo 45-0. Number 8, Southern Choctaw defeats Fruitdale 60-8. Number 9, Berry falls to Lynn 44-28. And number 10, Appalachian defeats Spring Garden 21-8.
Other 1A scores is Brantley defeats Georgiana 28-20. Marion County 62-0 over Brilliant. Fayetteville over Donahoe 36-0. Elba over Red Level 45-6. It was Florala over Kinston 42-26. Linden over Francis Marion 36-0. Galesville over Eider 38-21. Hackleburg over Vina 42-0. It was Autauga Academy over Keith 58-12. McIntosh over Milry 26-6. Phillips defeats Cherokee 36-12. Holy Spirit over Pickens Academy 23-6. University Charter over RC Hatch 40-0. Meek over Shoals Christian 58-6. And Raglan over Valley Head 58-21. Scores on the fours brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. Coming up in just a few minutes, we've got our Game of the Week segment. We'll pick one. There's lots to pick from on the AHSAA radio network.
World-class training, state-of-the-art equipment, a modernized force for an ever-changing world. Outpacing our rivals, supporting our allies, no matter if it's today or tomorrow, we will guard it all.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, TAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
The taste of the South starts out here. However you roll into work, you can bring the flavor with Jack's Breakfast Catering. Huge scratch-made buttermilk biscuits and hearty breakfast sandwiches, mixed or matched, starting at just $15. Don't forget to add delicious fresh ground Royal Cup coffee and classic breakfast sides, because great work starts with great breakfast. Breakfast Catering starting at $15 from Jack's. All about the South.
Hello, my name is Dave Milton with Southeastern Land Group. I'd like to tell you a little bit about our company. We sell farmland and timberland in Alabama and the surrounding states. Not only do we have a land sales division, but we also have a timber sales division where we can help you with your timber sales and your timber appraisals. There's 22 of us in our group scattered throughout the southeastern United States. We are a full-service land and timber sales company. We do with farmland, timberland, cattle property, poultry farms. 866-751-LAND. Go to the website, selandgroup.com.
Hey, are you fixing the power?
Yep, I'm gonna get the lights back on.
Yeah, my power went out and I have to start level 14 all over again in our game.
Yeah, why didn't mine go out?
Well, we have this technology that can stop an outage in its tracks.
Why?
So less people will be affected during the outage.
Why?
So you can make the level 15?
Come on, Brian. Let's go to your house and keep playing.
Good luck, guys.
It's time for This Week in the AHSAA, brought to you by Jacksonville State University, the friendliest campus in the South. St. Paul's Episcopal senior Bennett Bulow turned in a rare performance in last week's 3-2 volleyball win over Fairhope. She had a triple-double with 16 kills, 15 digs, and 15 assists. She finished the week with 27 kills, 24 assists, and 20 digs in 2 matches. She followed that performance last week with another triple-double in Monday's win over Alma Bryant. She had 12 assists, 12 digs, and 11 kills in that match, and also served 3 aces. In cross-country news, Chelsea High School senior Ty Kaysen excelled again at the Shelby County Championships, winning the individual title at the University of Montevallo cross-country course with a time of 18 minutes, 36.21. It's the third straight time she's won the county individual title. She set her personal record time of 18 minutes, 13.48 at the meet during her sophomore season. In last week's boys competition, Mountain Brook High School sophomore William Morgan delivered a strong run against national-level competition at the Gans Creek Classic in Columbia, Missouri. Morgan ran for a personal record time of 15 minutes, 33.30, good for 21st place, and that was the third time he's broken 16 minutes this season. Morgan has shaved more than 45 seconds off the personal record time he set at last year's state cross-country meet. And that's a look at This Week in the AHSAA, brought to you by Jacksonville State University, the friendliest campus in the South, on the AHSAA Radio Network. Welcome back to the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show as we've arrived now at our Game of the Week segment, brought to you by Russell Do-It Centers with 9 locations throughout central Alabama. If you're a do-it-yourselfer, Russell Do-It Center is the place to go. Their experts will help you when they're going to have anything that you need for your next project. All right, Andy, I got 4. Then I'm gonna give to you. You pick a Game of the Week out of this 4.
Okay.
All right? We're going to start with 7A, number 3, Thompson 34, number 1, Hewitt Trussville 12, as Thompson goes on the road, takes down number 1, coming off of that heartbreaking loss to Clay Chalfle.
Big win.
Big win. I'm going to give you a 2A, as number 1, Reeltown falls to Lynette 20-19. The defending state champs, and a surprise to everybody, I think, in that one. I'm going to give you a 4A, number 7, Madison Academy, with the 2-point conversion to get a 57-56 win over number 9, North Jackson, in that old rivalry. And I'm going to give you the obvious. Number 1 in 4A, Jackson, is defeated by number 2, St. Michael. E.J. Kroll runs for 300-plus in a losing effort. Gunner Rivers throwing it all over the place, and they get the 49-39 win there. 4 terrific games. What would you pick for a Game of the Week, and why?
Well, the obvious one to me is the St. Michael's over Cherokee, because it's such a
Jackson.
Over Jackson. Yeah, what did I say? Cherokee. Over Jackson. I mean, they have been such a dominant force, and we wondered if they would be able to rise to the occasion, and not just that, but go on the road and be able to do that. And no, I just got to go with Madison Academy and North Jackson. 57-56. That's the kind of game you go to and watch, and you never forget for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just unbelievable. I think that many points scored, that back and forth, and to be able to go for it and win the game outright like that on a 2-point conversion. I think that's worthy.
It's hard to pick a better game than that one for sure, and especially with something like Madison Academy and North Jackson. It's a rivalry game, and of course a region game, as all these big ones are at this time of year. And I don't disagree with that at all. But St. Michael and Jackson, that was a good one too, man.
Yeah, that'll go down. Yeah. Well,
now,
may see each other again, JJ.
Well, they played each other twice last year. I think I don't think it would surprise anybody to see those two playing each other again later on this season. That's our Game of the Week segment, brought to you by Russell Do-It Centers with 9 locations throughout Central Alabama. They are there to help with all of your do-it-yourself needs. Coming up next, Drew DeArmond, Talking Ball, 97.7 The Zone, joins us for our recruiting segment. Going to tell us about a couple of games up in his area tonight, some of the players that he got to watch. And one interesting one I'm really curious about. We'll get to that with him. And coming up later, Kenny the Snake Stabler on our Spotlight segment. That's all coming up on the AHSAA Radio Network. Right now, it is time for Scores on the Fours. Brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. Andy, take us back through the 7A Top 10 one time.
You just mentioned it. Number 1, Hewitt-Trussville, their first loss of the year to number 3, Thompson, 34-12. Number 2, Central Phoenix City, no problem with number 5, Auburn, 36-0. Number 4, Mary Montgomery over Alma Bryant, 42-8. Number 6, Opelika over Dothan, 21-14. Number 7, Vestavia Hills defeats Prattville, 56-28. Number 8, Carver Montgomery defeats Enterprise, 49-14. That seems a little lopsided to me. I thought that would be a little bit closer game. Number 9, Daphne defeats Davidson, 50-20. And number 10, Hoover defeats Oak Mountain, 48-21.
Hoover back in the top 10, creeping back up there.
At 3-3, no, or 4-3 now.
To the 6A top 10, where Clay Chalkville goes on the road to Mountain Brook, gets a shutout. In fact, the top 4 teams in 6A all got shutout wins. Clay Chalkville 49-0 over Mountain Brook. Number 2, Saraland 28-0 over Baldwin County. Number 3, Muscle Shoals 28-0 over Athens. And Muscle Shoals defense can play. Number 4, Hartselle 24-0 over Coleman. That game on Thursday night. Number 5, Parker over Jackson Olin, 52-6. It was number 6, Benjamin Russell, 28-10 over Helena. Number 7, Russell County, 28-10 over Stanhope Elmore. Number 8, Pike Road, 54-7 over Park Crossing. That was a Thursday night game. Number 9, Spain Park, 42-7 over Pelham. And number 10, Homewood, 42-9 over Gardendale. So all chalk in the 6A top 10. Scores on the Fours is brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. Drew DeArmond joins us for our recruiting segment. That's next on the AHSAA Radio Network.
Two Rivers Lumber Company has a proud heritage in the state of Alabama and is excited to announce we are opening a new facility in the Lake Martin area late 2025. Our company specializes in southern yellow pine dimension lumber, and we plan to employ over 150 in our new community of Lake Martin. Two Rivers Lumber Company is a family-run business with over 45 years of service to the state. And we are happy to become a part of the Lake Martin community and want to wish the best of luck to all area athletic teams in all competitions. Two Rivers Lumber, Lake Martin's newest community partner, coming soon.
For years, Tom Watley's been a name you can trust to represent you, and now you can depend on Tom Watley Law, LLC to handle all of your legal needs. Tom has over 20 years of practice in criminal defense, probate needs, and estate planning. Tom Watley Law supports the communities of Lee and Tallapoosa County and can handle all your legal needs or refer you to their network of specialty attorneys. When it counts, call Tom Watley Law, LLC at 334-559-3420 or online at tomwatleylaw.org. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be provided is greater than that of other attorneys.
If you listen carefully, you'll hear the roads of Alabama calling. And AHSAA Honda has your answer. Serving you for over 40 years with one of the largest Honda and pre-owned inventories in the state and the AHSAA Promise. Our best deal when you buy or trade, a 72-hour exchange policy, a no-hassle trade-in promise. Written offers are good for 7 days. And our best service promise. Our factory-certified technicians help keep your vehicle running smoothly. That's why Alabama can be yours to discover in a new vehicle from AHSAA Honda in Sylacauga.
Along with fall, there's huge falling prices at Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor for all your tractor, implements, and riding lawnmower needs. All remaining Spartan mowers must go for next year's models. And besides the year-end low prices, you can still get 0% interest up to 60 months. Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor also has a huge selection of Mahindra tractors of all sizes with full implements packages that range from harvest or just getting your hunting site prepped. Mahindra also has up to 84 months 0% financing. So now's the time. Score big with the Lake's exclusive Spartan and Mahindra dealer. Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor, Highway 280 across from the Home Depot.
Illoway Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best kept secret. An affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Illoway Towers, 256-329-0552. 256-329-0552. Illoway Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full-service repair and installation on all major brands. From drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
Welcome back to the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show as we're joined now for our recruiting segment with Drew DeArmond, 97.7 The Zone. He's the host of Talking Ball there, and he's up in North Alabama watching some games tonight. Drew, how are you?
I'm doing well. I heard y'all segment on Game of the Week. It'd have to be Madison Academy. What a crazy game. And
yeah.
We got that on our streaming network, 57-56. What a comeback by them. But it's been a wild and crazy night, Jay. I mean, 7A Region 4. I called Huntsville and Austin. And Austin had been on a streak since losing to a really good Hartsville team to open the season. But the Huntsville High Crimson Panthers, were down 14-7 at halftime, blocked a field goal near the end of the first half, and then came out in the second half. The whole game turned. It looked like they had gone 3 and out on their first possession in the third quarter, dropped the punt, and it looked like Austin was going to tackle him inside the 20 and have the ball first down with a chance to really take control of the ball game. A face mask and then a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty gave the ball to Huntsville first down at the Austin 36. They go ahead and score from 16 yards out a couple plays later. Xavion Drake, 14-13. They missed the PAT. Then Huntsville comes back, holds the Black Bears for the remainder of the third quarter, finally gets over the hump, hits a couple of passes to Bryson Grissom in the second half, one on a 1st and 25 for 27, and then from 32 yards out, a touchdown. They go for 2. They hit it. They get up 21-14. They hold Austin to a field goal with about 5:52 left in the fourth quarter, and then they end up running some clock, punt it back to the 10-yard line. They kind of pin Austin back, and then they're able to hold on and stop him around midfield and win Jimmy Gay's biggest game as head coach, 21-17. And then with the 21-17 win for Florence yesterday, against James Clemens on the road, and then you flip it over, and then also tonight Sparkman comes back. They're down 26-14 with 2 minutes to go in the third, outscore Bob Jones 15-0, and win it 29-26. So now 7A Region 4 is wide open.
Yeah, it's a crazy thing. And, 2 weeks ago, Bob Jones had crept up into the top 10. Now they've dropped 2 in a row. What's going on there?
Well, I mean, I just think they're having some issues closing out games. They dropped the game at Gadsden City 27-24. Then they dropped this game today when they're up 26-14 late in the third. It's almost like they had a little bit of a hangover after they took care of James Clemens 54-7. They haven't been able to finish football games, and so it's just been kind of bizarre to watch, to be honest with you. It's been sort of unexpected. I thought Bob Jones was the class of the region, and Florence got off to a really slow start, but as you know, they played a difficult schedule early and played some really good football teams. And so but Coach Morrison and those guys, they've gotten hot. They've won 3 of their last 4 after taking care of James Clemens last night and already beating Bob Jones. The 24-6 win over Bob Jones was the one that really shocked everybody. That was the one where we started thinking all of a sudden Bob Jones has got some issues because they had been so good offensively, and then Coach Morrison's group shut them out. But I think Florence had to figure some things out on offense. I think they've started to. Huntsville High, they made some moves. They moved their tailback to middle linebacker, moved their best corner to running back the last couple games, and they nearly beat Sparkman, lost 36-28, and they're able to finish against Austin. And so now we're going to have some big games down the stretch. We're going to have Huntsville still got to play Florence and Bob Jones, so they're still in the playoff hunt. And now that Austin lost tonight, that's the one team that Florence has lost to in the region where they lose the tiebreaker. But that now you've got, Bob Jones has still got to play some tough games down the stretch. So that still gives, and Austin does too, so that still has Florence in the driver's seat. If you had to look at somebody right now, unbelievably, Florence probably has the advantage, but there's a lot of games to be left. There's 3 games left to be played in the region. And again, there's no definitive favorite anymore, but Florence has to kind of like where they are, especially if someone else can knock Austin off down the stretch. But right now, Austin still has the advantage with a 34-6 win against Florence. But
no doubt. Yeah, that's a great region to watch as we come down the stretch. Drew DeArmond, thank you so much for the time, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate y'all.
Drew is the host of Talking Ball, 97.7 The Zone, the Huntsville Market. Make sure you check his show out when you can. Let's get to Scores on the 4s, and it's brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. Andy, 5A.
Number 1, Viger defeats Alberta 49-0. Number 2, Williamson over Faith Academy 54-0. Number 3, Fairview defeats Russellville 35-28. It was number 4, Moody over Centerpoint 53-0. Number 5, Gunnersville over 7A Grissom 34-16. Number 6, Central Clay defeats Elmore County 21-14. Number 7, Northside defeats Sipsey Valley 55-7. It was number 8, Leeds falling to number 10, St. Clair County 50-49. Number 9, Scottsboro falls to AP Brewer 34-31.
In 4A, it was number 1, Jackson falling to number 2, St. Michael. St. Michael goes on the road, gets a 49-39 win. Number 3, West Morgan over East Lawrence, 64-0. Number 4, Cherokee County falls to number 5, Anniston, 20-13. Number 6, Good Hope over Curry, 48-8. Number 7, Madison Academy, 57. Number 9, North Jackson, 56 on a late 2-point conversion. Number 8, Opp is defeated by Dale County, 35-21. And number 10, Plainview, 41-21 over Madison County. Scores on the 4s brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. Coming up, our Spotlight segment from the archives at our friends at WHEP with Kenny the Snake Stabler. Don't miss this one. Next.
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU SDC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
We get it. Easy isn't always easy. A simple paint job turns into drywall quick. At Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply, we got you covered. With 9 locations across central Alabama, contractors and do-it-yourselfers can trust we have your back. Our experienced staff is here to be the voice of reason when projects get tough. Whether online or in store, shop all the best brands with our Best Rewards loyalty program. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply, local since 1984.
Hello, my name is Dave Milton with Southeastern Land Group. I'd like to tell you a little bit about our company. We sell farmland and timberland in Alabama and the surrounding states. Not only do we have a land sales division, but we also have a timber sales division where we can help you with your timber sales and your timber appraisals. There's 22 of us in our group scattered throughout the southeastern United States. We are a full-service land and timber sales company. We do with farmland, timberland, cattle property, poultry farms. 866-751-LAND. Go to the website, selandgroup.com.
When driving, click the seatbelt, not the like button. Mom is right. Alabama has a code of the road, and knowing it helps you follow it. This is a message from your Alabama Department of Transportation. When driving, wear a seatbelt, not a filter. What? Alabama has a code of the road, and knowing it helps you follow it. This is a message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
The taste of the South starts out here. However you roll into work, you can bring the flavor with Jack's Breakfast Catering. Huge scratch-made buttermilk biscuits and hearty breakfast sandwiches, mixed or matched, starting at just $15. Don't forget to add delicious fresh ground Royal Cup coffee and classic breakfast sides, because great work starts with great breakfast. Breakfast catering starting at $15 from Jack's. All about the South.
Work, a strong word. Together with force, it's something pretty powerful. Our workforce keeps Alabama growing. So where does it come from? Your Alabama community colleges. Quality classroom learning, hands-on, real job training, all across Alabama. Building enormous ships down south, blasting into space up north. And in between, all the jobs that move us forward. Alabama's community colleges, Alabama's largest training network.
It's time for the Spotlight interview on the AHSAA Radio Network, brought to you by Central Alabama Community College. Central to you, central to your success. This week's Spotlight interview is an interview recorded back in 2013 by our affiliate WAXC-TV and Clark Stewart with Foley High School, Alabama, and NFL great Ken Snake Stabler. Ken Stabler passed away in July of 2015. This interview was sent to us by WAXC-TV and Clark Stewart. Here it is.
Kenny, I've heard you speak a number of times about your playing days. You know, you had led a great Foley Lions team to, you know, an incredible record during your time at Foley High School, and then on to the Crimson Tide of Alabama, and then with the Oakland Raiders and winning the Super Bowl there for Coach John Madden back in the 70s. And you've been very modest in saying that you've been blessed to be surrounded by great players, but I think your teammates would be pretty quick to point out that the one constant there is Ken Snake Stabler. But talk about, you know, over time and then having such great memories and such great success at all three of those levels that I mentioned.
Well, you know, it's the truth. It's really not modesty. It's the truth, you know. And there's been some common threads, Clark, in my entire football career. And you know, the common thread has been I've always played for a coach that I really admired and respected and wanted to please him and wanted to win for him, and I've always been surrounded by really a group of talented players. I mean, extremely talented players, very good teams. I didn't pay my dues losing. I walked into really good football teams, and it started with Coach Jones. I mean, I got such great coaching at a time when you need great coaching. You need that direction. You need that guidance. And, you know, with Coach Jones and his phenomenal record at Foley, and guys like Raymond Christensen and guys like Denzel Hollis and guys like Jim Kelly. I mean, Coach Hollis coached me in a little bit in basketball, but mostly in baseball. And Jim Kelly was a terrific athlete himself. He was a great basketball coach that I learned a lot from. And, of course, football with Coach Jones. He was so tough on us and such a demanding, very tough leader, you know, and we all wanted to win for him. And you get the tradition of Foley football. You know, you go all the way back to days of Bubba Barrett, go back to days of Doug Graham and Raymond Christensen, and I played behind Lester Smith at Foley as his backup quarterback when I first started. So I had great leadership at every level that I played. You go to Alabama and you get to play for the best coach of all time, in my opinion, and Coach Bryant, with great football players, you know, just great tradition there as well. And then from there, you get the opportunity to play for John Madden. And, you know, I walk into a tailor-made, great football team with Hall of Fame players everywhere. And it's just been, you know, the stars have lined up for me when it comes to the people that I played for and the people that I played with. And it's just been, you know, that's the reason for the success, is because of the start at Foley with Coach Jones and the group of guys I played with there, and then, of course, Coach Brown at Alabama, and a group of players, great group of players, and then John Madden at, in Oakland, and Bum Phillips in Houston, for that matter, with Earl Campbell, and Bum Phillips in Houston when I finished my career over there with Bum in New Orleans. It was just, you know, that's all lined up for me really well with teammates and great coaching.
Each of those coaches that you mentioned, all different, I'm sure, but was there a common thread among those guys?
You know, there is, you know, and I think if they just let us play and surround us with great players that we all understood each other, we all cared about each other. They established the reason you play for the right reasons, for team, for city, for the school, for the university, for ownership and pros, and they establish all the right reasons to play the game, and then they let you just go play, but just go play.
That's Foley's Ken Snake Stabler on WHEP. I'm Clark Stewart, WHEP Sports.
And that's this week's Spotlight interview. Thanks again to Clark Stewart and the team at WHEP for sending us this priceless interview with Foley High School, Alabama, and NFL great Ken Stabler. On the Spotlight interview, brought to you by Central Alabama Community College. Central to you, central to your success. Thanks again, Clark. I do appreciate it. Of course, Kenny Stabler passed away in 2015. And certainly one of the legends of Alabama high school football, those great Foley teams back in the day. Let's get to scores on the fours now as we run back through the top tens. Andy, give us 3A.
Number 1, Mars Hill defeats Rogers 56-10. It was number 2, Piedmont defeating Locust Fork 49-9. Number 3, Gordo over Oakman 29-13. Number 4, Fife defeats Sylvania 41-6. Number 5, T.R. Miller falls to number 10, Cottage Hill, for the first time ever.
Yeah.
These two teams play. Cottage Hill won that one 28-14. Number 6, Southside Selma defeats Hale County 36-14. Number 7, Geraldine over Collinsville 29-19. Number 8, Bayside Academy over Hillcrest Evergreen 56-6. Number 9, Montgomery Academy over Trinity 38-12. And there you go.
Andy, we had 3 of 7 number 1 teams fall this week. None of those more surprising than in 2A, where number 1 Reeltown goes on the road to Lynette and is defeated 20-19. Number 2, Luverne 60, Calhoun nothing. Number 3, Coosa Christian 58-13 over Cleveland on Thursday night. Number 4, Ayrton 28. Number 10, Providence Christian 15. It was number 5, Tuscaloosa Academy 30-12 over number 7, Vincent. Number 6, Pisgah 56, Sandrock nothing. Number 8, Pleasant Valley 34-6 over Cedar Bluff. And number 9, North Sand Mountain had the week off. Scores on the fours is brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. When we come back, we've got one final segment for you. We'll talk a little bit about the big games coming up tomorrow. Not high school related, but we'll do that. That's next on the AHSAA Radio Network.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, TAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
Dixie Electric Plumbing and Air is excited to participate in our annual Catch Me in Pink campaign, raising money for cutting-edge breast cancer research. We partnered locally with the Joy to Life Foundation and Vera Bradley to help raise significant funds in support of the cause. Each week, we are giving away prizes locally in addition to our national grand prize, a tropical trip for 2. To enter, simply snap an USSI of you and a pink-clad Dixie employee and enter it on our website. Dixie will donate money for every photo that's submitted, and you will be entered to win big.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need. With top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill. And our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
Triple R Cafe in downtown Rockford is where it's located. Now, you're looking at the outside right now. Come on the inside. Let's check out the hot bar. And let me tell you about this. Award-winning fried chicken. They do fried chicken like it's supposed to be done. How about this pork chop right here? They're open Monday through Saturday. They cater also. That's Triple R Cafe, downtown Rockford, Alabama.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
For high school sports in the state of Alabama, nobody has it covered like the AHSAA Radio Network.
Ball at the 25-yard line. What a catch.
Live play-by-play coverage, the latest news, and expert analysis from our team of broadcasters.
State championship games here at Jordan-Hare Stadium. We've navigated
Once he got into the secondary, nobody back there. They're all bunched up right inside the tackle box.
Need a first down here just to get the defense rest. They don't necessarily have to have points.
The football and basketball state championships, all-star games, the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show, and more available in one place. The AHSAA Radio Network.
Running the defense inside the 15-10-5, and the Mustangs are on the board.
He's in. That is a touchdown.
For the touchdown, and that is so
for live and archived streaming audio and video. Information on where to hear the AHSAA Radio Network or how to acquire coverage in your market. Visit AHSAARadionetwork.com. Nobody covers Alabama high school sports like we do.
The 6A state championship.
This is the AHSAA Radio Network. Welcome back to the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show. JJ and Andy, as we hit one final segment. Andy, let's get into tomorrow a little bit.
Okay.
Not nearly as monumental a weekend as last week.
Not quite.
All right, so I told you before the season I thought Mississippi State would beat Arizona State. I thought they'd be 4-0 when they played Tennessee, and I told you then I think they're going to win that game. You could argue they should have, but they didn't.
Yeah, that's right.
But nevertheless, Mississippi State now goes on the road to Texas A&M as a 16.5-point underdog.
It seems
after taking Tennessee to overtime.
Incredibly high to me, but
it seems high to me too.
I don't think Texas A&M's all that good, to be perfectly honest with you.
I think they're pretty good. I think there's a lot of SEC teams that are pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're good enough to be 16.5-point favorites though. In that game. So, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe
I tempted to pick Mississippi State outright, but I think they cover for sure.
All right, let's talk about Texas going to the Swamp. Arch Manning has struggled, had a good game last time, albeit against inferior competition. Is Sark able to get Arch worked out a little bit, getting to the Swamp?
I have no idea. I really have no idea. If I see it happen, I'll believe it. Now, I told you on the way over here, this is a primetime Billy Napier moment, that I wouldn't be shocked at all if Florida rose up and won this game.
And then lost the next two?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, but I'm not expecting it. But, I'm just not. I hadn't been that. I'm like everybody else in the country. I've not been impressed.
I watched
with
what
Arch Manning.
I watched what the LSU defense did to Florida. Texas's defense is better.
Probably so.
All right, or at least in my opinion. Yeah. All right, Diego Pavia says if Vanderbilt plays their game, it won't be close in Tuscaloosa.
He could be right. Alabama may win by 3 touchdowns. But, hey, look, the guy talks, but he backs it up.
That's right.
So, you know what Dizzy Dean said, if it ain't bragging if you can back it up.
And, you know, and so far he's done it. They're undefeated, and they are where they are. I cannot believe, even for a moment, that every player on that Alabama team had it drilled into them all week what happened last year. I mean, you know what I mean?
I would think so.
Like pictures of the scoreboard in your locker, just, you know, V's everywhere, just big V's everywhere. You know what I mean? Pictures of Diego Pavia all over the athletic facility.
Vanderbilt is methodical. They run the ball pretty well. They will keep the ball away from you, not let you blow them out, be around, hang around. So they're just you look up and you're in the fourth quarter and you're in the ball game and think, how in the world is this happening?
Somebody said earlier this week Diego Pavia makes about 3 or 4 crap plays. The 1A top 10, Andy.
Number 1, Wadley defeats Woodland tonight 49-7. Number 2, Maplesville had the week off. Number 3, Leroy all over Marengo 60-20. Number 4, McKenzie defeats Pleasant Home 52-13. Number 5, Winterboro over Victory Christian 39-7. Number 6, Hubbartville defeats Pickens County 53-6. Number 7, Addison over Waterloo 45-0. Number 8, Southern Choctaw over Fruitdale 60-8. Number 9, Berry falls to Lynn 44-28. And number 10, Appalachian over Spring Garden 21-8.
And that is our show for this Friday, week 6 in the AHSAA. Thank you again to our anchor sponsors, the Alabama Community College System, Central Alabama Community College, the Alabama Department of Transportation, Southeastern Land Group, Southern Union State Community College, Russell Dewitt Centers, Jacksonville State University, and the Alabama National Guard. We'll be back again next Friday night at 10 o'clock to take you through the big games around the state as region play continues. Playoff positioning is being set. Until then, enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you back here next week on the AHSAA Radio Network.
Let's go over this again. Who starts off with a real Coke taste? Coca-Cola! And then Coca-Cola pitches the real Coke taste to who? Coca-Cola! How is Coca-Cola going to give a real Coke taste to itself? Take a lap, genius! Coca-Cola takes a snap and then pitches the real Coke taste to Coke Zero running up on the right. You got it? Yeah! At that point, we fake punt the real Coke taste. Who fakes the punt?
Coke Zero Cola.
Take a lap! Coke Zero. Real Coke taste.
0 calories.
I wish that people got less excited about celebrities and more excited about people like teachers and firemen. You know, folks who make a difference every day. Well, I bet you had a favorite teacher or a family member who was helped by a first responder. Life Insurance offers these everyday heroes a little something extra, like discounts to help those who help others.
If you're a teacher, preacher, first responder, active military, a state or federal employee, see what Alpha can do for you.
Encore Sports Medicine.
Hey,
Hey,
what are you doing?
just marking off this area here with cones so we can repair the storm damage.
Why?
So no one gets near the down power lines.
Why?
Because down power lines can be dangerous if you touch them. But it's okay, it's okay. That's what we're here for.
Why?
To keep you safe, so you can, walk Fido there.
Her name is Princess Buttercup.
Buttercup, okay.
Work. A strong word. Together with force, it's something pretty powerful. Our workforce keeps Alabama growing. So, where does it come from? Your Alabama community colleges. Quality classroom learning, hands-on, real job training, all across Alabama. Building enormous ships down south, blasting into space up north, and in between, all the jobs that move us forward. Alabama's community colleges, Alabama's largest training network.
Thanks for joining us on the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show, presented by the Alabama Community College System, Jacksonville State University, Central Alabama Community College, Southeastern Land Group, Russell Dewitt Centers, the Alabama Department of Transportation, Southern Union State Community College, and the Alabama National Guard. It's the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show from the AHSAA Radio Network.